तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम मौनव्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृषिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः. आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रम् आनन्दरूपम् करकलितचिन्मुद्रम् आनन्दरूपम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिम् ईडे. वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णम् सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमार्हात्. त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवम् जनन मरण दुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि. चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा. गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानम् शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशयाः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां. गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. I will add two more Dhyāna shlokas later. Okay. Chitram Vatataroho Mule. Wonder. Behold the wonder at the bottom of this banyan tree, Vatavriksha Taror Mule Chitram. The wonder is that Guru is Yuva, young person, meaning Avyayaha, free from change, Kalatitaha, and Puranaha, but Avyayaha Yuva. Yuva does not mean just recently born, but Puranaha Avyayaha. Whereas Vriddhaha, the Sanakadis, are depicted as vriddhaha, representing jivaha. They are kala, they are subject to time, kalena, and also by their anubhava, the experience, the maturity, and by their jnana, viveka, etc., they are vriddhaha. Guroho maunam vyakhyanam. The Guru's vyakhyanam is maunam, in the form of maunam or of maunam. And then shishyaha tu chinna samshayaha. All the doubts of the shishyas are dispelled for good, thoroughly, totally dispelled. Chinna samshayaha shishyaha. Then the fourth one, Dhyāna Śloka, Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam. Bhagavan is the Nidhi, the treasure, the storehouse, Nidhi of Sarva Vidya, all knowledge. All knowledge is from Ishvara. All knowledge belongs to Ishvara. Knowledge means knower. Without knower, there is no knowledge. Knower means Chaitanya, sentiency, conscious being. Chetana. Chetana means Chaitanya. Without Chaitanya, there is no Chetana. There is conscious being. Without Chetana, there is no knower. Without knower, there is no knowledge. Therefore, all knowledge implies Chaitanya Ishvara. That I am a knower implies that I am Chaitanyam. And the knowing capability, the knowing instrument, Chakshuhu, etc., eyes, etc., they are there and they are capable of revealing because of the Chetana, the Chaitanya. Alright, therefore, all knowledge emanates from and rests with Ishvara alone. The knowledge knowing begins and knowing completes, merges in Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara is the Sarva Vidyanam Nidhi. Swamiji points out that it is only Ishvara that we are looking at through any learning. If it is physics, we are looking at Ishvara in the form of physical laws, the order niyati, which is manifestation of Ishvara's Sarvajñatva, Sarva Shaktimatva. Therefore, when I study physics, I am looking at Ishvara through the window, through the glass of the physical laws, physical phenomena. When I study biology, when I read at biology, I look at Ishvara again through the other standpoint of form of life, etc., type, etc. So, all knowledge implies Ishvara, and it is really Ishvara that we look at when we study anything. Even when we talk, Shabda Shastram, i.e. one, look, etc. These are also Shabda. Through the Shabda Shastram also we study, we are looking at Ishvara only. Veda Vedanga Vedanta Vidyasthanebhya evacha Saraswatyai Namo Nityam Bhadrakalyai Namo Namaha Veda Vedanga Veda Vedanta Vedanga Vidyasthanebhya. Saraswati, that is Ishvara, is in the place of Veda, Vedanta, Vedanga and Sarva Vidya. The Sarva Vidyanam Nidhi. Paravidya and Aparavidya both refer to Ishvara only. Alright. Nidhi is the treasure house. And this Nidhi, Vidya Nidhi, Jnana Nidhi, is a peculiar Nidhi. Other material wealth when we divide, when we give away, it reduces. Okay? Suppose I have 50 rupees, I give it to 4 people, 10 rupees each, I am left with only 10 rupees at the end. But here, Vidya, if we give, then it only doubles. Right? As they say, Jyot se Jyot Jalate. Light a lamp from another lamp. Okay? With the lamp, you light another lamp. There is double brilliance, double light. Okay? So this is the only nidhi, the only nidhi which, when shared, increases. There is no shortage, never runs short, never runs in deficit. Sarva Vidyanam Nidhihi, unto the Dakṣināmūrti Namaha. And then, through all Vidyas, Bhagavan is in the form of Vishaje Bhava Roginam. Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhava Roginam. This Jiva, samsari Jiva, has a roga. Roga means disease. Some disease is there. And the one who has roga is rogin. Like one who has guna is gunin. One who has roga is rogin. And what is this roga? Bhava is the roga. Bhava means samsara. Bhava roga. So, samsara is compared to a disease because of the disease there is suffering, there is pain. There is pain in the form of wanting person, small person, dukhi, etc. There is this pain. So, this pain is removed by a medicine, bheshajam, medicine, bheshajam. And the one who dispenses, one who gives the bheshaja is the bhishak. Bhishaj is the pratipadika, and in the first case it becomes bhishak. And then fourth case, bhishaje, unto the vaidya, unto the physician, unto the doctor, doctor of bhavaroga, bhavarogi. Okay? So, if people were to look upon the world, Jagat, as samsara, okay, that is Jiva Srishti. Okay? Ishvara Srishti is Jagat, Jiva Srishti is samsara. So, if the Jivas look upon the world as samsara, then we are all samsaris, assuming whoever looks Jagat as samsara, oneself as samsari, then we are in a huge hospital, huge ward, Bhavaroga ward, okay? Like here in the hospitals we have, the orthopedic ward, skin treatment ward, etc., the pediatric ward. There is this Bhavaroga ward, okay, in the hospital. And who is the Bhishak? Bhagavan. Bhishaje Bhavaroginam. And Bhagavan gives the dose of the medicine of Jnana, Vairagya, Bhakti, Shraddha, Dharma, all these are all. And the ultimate medicine is Jnana. Through Jnana, the Bhavaroga is cured. It's not just a topical relief, but it is a cure once for all. Bhavaroginam Vishaje Dakṣināmūrtaye Namaha. There is one temple in South India, Vaidya Ishvara. Vaidya is a physician. Vaidya Ishvara. Vaidya Ishvara. Vaidyeshvara. Bhagavan is called Vaidya Ishvara. Also called Vaidyanatha. Okay? Vaidyanath. In Hindi it become Vaidyanath, Vaijnath. Okay? In Nepal there is a Vaidyanath temple is there. Okay. So Bhagavan is the Vaidyanatha. Okay. The Natha, the best among the Vaidyas, because he cures the cause for all suffering, Ajnana. As we say in the Guru Stotram, Ajnana Timira Andasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurin Militam Yena. By the Anjana, the medicine for the eye disease. Eye disease here is Ajnana. Ajnana Timira Andasya, one who is become as if blind, as it were blind by the eye disease called Ajnana, the Timira called Ajnana, and for that Jnana Anjanam, the ointment is the Jnana Anjana. By the drop of Jnana Anjanam, Chakshuhu Unmilitam, whose eyes, our eyes are open. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Bhagavan is Bhavaroginam Vishak. Unto the Vishak, Vishaje Namaha. Then, what is the other one? Nidaye Gurave Sarvalokanam, the Guru of all. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Wherever there is a principle of teacher, Guru, there it is Ishvara, a spashta manifestation of Ishvara there. Even if it is a kindergarten teacher, right? A miss, teacher of the kindergarten children, in that teacher, as the teacher, Ishvara is manifest very clearly. So, Sarva Lokanam Guruhu Bhagavan. Okay. Dakṣināmūrtaye Namaha. Then, next one. Om Namaha Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaika Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakṣināmūrtaye Namaha. We know Om is the name, the word for the nameless, name for the nameless. Okay. Like even we have this Anamika, named, right? Nameless finger. Okay, this finger, the ring finger is called nameless. So a nameless, for the nameless, Nama Rupa Rahita Ishvaraha, for that Ishvara, Nama. Shastra gives this name. Om is the Abhidanam. Abhidana means a name. Om is the Abhidana, and Ishvara is the Abhideya, the named Nami. Om is the Nama, Ishvara is the Abhideya. And this word Om stands for Param Brahma, Aparam Brahma. Param Chet Jnatavyam. If we look upon the Abhideya, the named of Om, it is Param. If you look upon it as Param Brahma, Atma, then it is Jnatavyam, to be understood, to be known, to be comprehended, to be understood. If we look upon the Abhideya of Om as Ishvara, Sagunam Brahma, then Sagunam Chet or Aparam Chet Dhyeyam. It is to be meditated upon. Param Chet Dhyeyam, Aparam Chet Dhyeyam. Right? Param Brahma Chet. If I look upon Ishvara as Param, Jagat Karanam as Param Brahma, then Dhyeyam, to be known. On the other hand, if I am merely a bhakta, a devotee, upasaka, then I cannot still rise above Dvaita Buddhi, then Aparam Chet Dhyeyam, to be upasitavyam, to be meditated upon, to be thought of. So either way, Param va, Aparam va, either way, the Tattva, Ishvara, Brahma, Om is the word denoting. When we say Om, everything is covered. Okay? One syllable word, right? Om, one syllable, covers everything. Everything is covered in it. Nothing is left out. Look at that. The whole infinite prapancha, infinite kala, okay? Infinite beings, number of beings, infinite levels. Levels are infinite. It's not one level, two level, three. Infinite are the levels. Infinite lokas, infinite jivas, infinite is the karma, infinite is the experience, right? And all the infinity is covered in that one syllable, Om. The infinity, the manifestation, infinite manifestation, and the cause also is covered in one syllable, Om. And it is said that from Om alone all words emanate. Right. That is from Ishvara all knowledge emanates. So that is the Shastra, that is the truth, and that is presented in terms of word, in terms of sound. So all sounds in one sound. All sounds are represented by one sound, Om. Have you seen this Om? Have you discussion on this Om you had in your classes? Okay. So when we open the mouth, human voice, we are talking from the standpoint of human voice, not merely sounds, not the sounds the animals, other animals, birds make. From human voice standpoint, we open the mouth, the basic sound is Ah. The first sound, or the basic sound is Ah. And it is this basic sound which modifies, which we modify as we speak. We modify, it becomes all other letters. Ah. And then when I change the mouth position, it becomes E, it becomes U, etc. It's only A modifies. A is the basic sound, the first sound. And all vowels and all syllables are seen as modification of this akara. That means akara only shows up, manifests as the diverse sounds. Therefore, it is said akaro vai Vishnu. Akara is Vishnu. Who is Vishnu? Vyapi, Sarva Vyapana Shilaha. Sarvam Vyapnoti iti Vishnu. The all-pervasive one is Vishnu. Ishvara. And here A is the basic sound which pervades all sounds. Most of the languages starts with the language alphabet starts with A only. When you say A is a modified expression of A only. Most languages the first sound is A only, not A. Okay? It is A is the basic sound in all that, because that is the first sound, the basic sound. Open the mouth, A. Okay? Close the mouth, Okay? That is the only vowel sound, consonant sound we can make with the mouth closed. A and and in between all modifications, beginning A and and in between we have all sounds, and the letter U stands for all the in between vikara changes. So A, U, Ma, Akara, Ukara, Makara. And then by Sandhi, Akara, Ukara, we can say Guna Sandhi. Guna Sandhi takes place. O, Akara plus Ukara is Okara, then Om Miti. So in Om, there are these three constituents. Akara, Ukara, Makara. They are visualized. They are presented as constituents. It is not that we divide Om into three, or the three together come together and form Om. It is not so. A visualized part, okay? The Kalpita Avayava, Akara, Ukara, Makara are Kalpita Avayava in that Om. And Akara stands for Jagrat, waking state. The waker, the waking world of waking experience. the waker, the waking state, the world in the waking, right? When we see the world that is seen in the waking state world, and the waking experience, waker, and any instrument used for that. Waker, waking state world, waking state experience. They are all represented by or loaded in A. Like Akara is the Vishwa. And then the Jagrad Avastha, Jagrad Prapancha, and then Jagrad Anubhava. These are all Akara. Then Ukara stands for the dreamer, Taijasa. Also the dream state, Swapna. And the dream Prapancha, Swapna Prapancha, dream Prapancha, dream world. And the dream experiences. Ukara stands for all who. The dreamer, the dream state, dream world, dream experience, these are all covered by Ukara. And the third state, Nidra, Sushupti, Makara stands for the sleeper, Ishvara, Prajna, and the sleep state, and the sleep experience. Akara, Ukara covers the whole Jiva's, right? The Jiva's whole Jivatva is covered. Jiva means waker, dreamer, sleeper, that's all. Any other experience in between, like Murcha, faint, right? Koma, it's all covered within these three, that's all. It's a variation of waking or dream or sleep, or a mix of waking, dream and sleep, that's all. Any other state covered under that. Samadhi Avastha, Murcha Avastha, all the swoon, all these are all covered in it. So the whole history of Jiva is covered. Okay? History of every Jiva, very briefly covered. Waker, dreamer, sleeper, full stop. Who are you? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. Who are you? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. Who was that person? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. Finished. What is the description of the person who lived 10,000 years ago in the caves? Waker, dreamer, sleeper. What is the history of the person who is going to be there maybe 10,000 years later? Waker, dreamer, sleeper, full stop. Okay. So, covers the whole Jivatvam. Not only in this world, not only for human beings, for all Jivas, and anywhere, any time, right? In any plane, covered Jiva, the Vyashti is covered. And at the same time, the Akara, Ukara, Makara, the letters, cover the Samashti also. The waking Prapancha and the waking Abhimani, the Samashti aspect of all the individual identifiers. I identify with the waker. I identify with the waking state, right? I am the Vyashti Abhimani. I am the Vishwa. This phenomenon, this identification with this waking state, looked at the state of the totality, Samashti, that is Samashti Jagrat Abhimani. Samashti Jagrat Abhimani is Virat. Right? I, the individual Jiva, I identify with me, the waker, and the waking condition of the body, mind, etc. I identify with that. Whereas Ishvara as Virat identifies with the entire waker Prapancha. That is the Samashti waking. Samashti Jagrat Abhimani is the Virat. And that also is referred to by the letter A. Vyashti also, Samashti also. This Vyashti Samashti is purely from our standpoint. Not from Ishvara's standpoint, not from reality, but from our standpoint. I look upon myself as an individual and then also forming part of a group of people, humanity. So, Samashti and Vyashti is purely from the standpoint of the individual jiva as. Then the samashti swapna abhimani, swapna prapancha is there, abhimani. That is the what is that? Hiranyagarbha. That is Hiranyagarbha. That is also Hiranyagarbha also the Vyashti. The samashti swapna abhimani is Hiranyagarbha. That is also covered by the letter U. And then the makara covers the samashti sushupti abhimani, that is Ishvara also. So everything is covered. Samashti Vyashti also is covered. Karana Karya, that's also covered. Niyanta, Niyamita, they're all covered. So Om word, the word covers for entire all manifestation, all diversity, including the Karana and the Karya. And Karana, the Karya is not separate from Karanam, right? Karanat abhinnam. Karyam, Karanat abhinnam. The Karya is never separate from Karana. Like the wave is never separate from the water, like the cloth is never separate from the cotton, so too Karyam is never away from Karana. Karya, the Prapancha, Karya, the Jiva, so to speak, is never away from Karana, Ishvara, Brahma. So therefore, when we talk of Karyam, there is always Karanam. I cannot see a wave without seeing the water. Right? I cannot see a pot, clay pot, without seeing the clay. I may be preoccupied with the pot, okay, that is different. My mind, my thinking, my importance, my attention may be in the pot, but it is not that I do not see the clay also. Okay? I see the clay. Even if I do not see, there is clay definitely. Like suppose the clay pot is painted, okay, with some design, and then some artwork and all that, some decoration. I don't see the clay now. Still there is clay. Even if I do not see, there is clay. It is there. The Karana Vastu can never be separated, or the Karya can never be separated from Karana. Karya cannot exist independent of Karana. And therefore, as the Prapancha, as the individual who is manifest is the Karana Vastu, Ishvara, Brahma. And therefore, the word Om stands for Karanam also. Karanam as Ishvara. Our standpoint, the Maya standpoint, from the Prapancha standpoint, we look at Brahma Vastu, it is called Ishvara. And the very same Vastu, when we discount all the Prapancha, Namarupa, diversity, all that, then what remains is the Kevala Vastu, Brahma. Therefore, Om stands for Karana, Jagat Karanam, Ishvara or Brahma. Loaded word, the most loaded word in the entire human parlance of language is Om. No other word covers everything. Okay. So Om. And that's why we consider it sacred. It is a sacred word. Om is a sacred word. And the Vedas begin with Om and end with Om. That's why normally we begin all our chanting with Om and then end with Om. Beginning is Om, end is Om, and what is in between is all the manifestation, the diverse, different manifestation of Om alone. All right. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Om is the truth of it. So, Om as the word stands for Ishvara, Brahma. All right. Also, the word Om is a word, derived word from root Ava, Rakshane. avati, rakshati, ava, akara, vakara, ava, rakshane, to protect. Avati, rakshati, iti, avati, iti, om. Then the karta, to denote the karta, rakshana karta, who protects. To the word ava, there is a pratyaya, man is added. Ava plus man. And when man pratyaya is added, this undergoes a change. The vakara undergoes a change. It becomes ukara, dirgha, ut. The dirgha, ukara it becomes. The vakara becomes ukara. Au plus man, right? Then u. Then the vakara becomes u. A plus ukara is sandhi, guna sandhi, becomes okara. And the man pratyaya is only makara, o, om. Karta, rakshana, karta, rakshita, that is one who protects. Ishvara protects all. Without Ishvara, there is no us, there is no you and me, there is no prapancha, there is no life, nothing is possible. Therefore, Ishvara protects. Avati iti om. And om, since it's a sacred syllable, and it stands for Ishvara Brahma, therefore it is also considered Mangala also. It's a very sacred, very auspicious word, Mangala Vachakam. We begin any significant activity, venture, with the right spirit, in the right frame of mind, right attitude, and that is the Mangala. As the saying goes, well begun is half done, they say. You begin well, that means it's equivalent to half of it is already done. You have begun well, you will complete, you will be successful. Well begun is half done. So Om means we begin well. Okay. And then our mind, when we chant, when we mentally chant or orally chant Om, we purify ourselves, we purify our mind, and we purify all that we do, right? With the attitude of purity, sincerity, honesty, we do that. So that is Mangala Vachakam also. Alright, so this is the Om in brief. A lot more details can be said, but for now, this much. Om stands for all sounds, right? Om covers everything. Every sound comes from Om. That similarly, everything comes from Ishvara. Ishvara sustains everything. Ishvara, therefore, Om is equated to Ishvara Brahma. At the level of sound, Om is everything. In the level of prapancha, manifestation, all that, Ishvara is the truth. Therefore, Om stands for Ishvara, a match, a mapping, a mathematical term. This is mapping. Ishvara is mapped. Mapped means the various aspects are correlated here. Right? Creator, Ukara. Then protector, Ukara. Then the dissolver, resolver, that is Makara. Waker, Akara. All the aspects of this prapancha are matched onto this Om. Is called, in mathematics, they call it mapping, if I am right. Okay. So, onto Om, Ishvara is mapped. Okay. So, Om is the map of Ishvara. Alright. So, yeah, beautiful word. Very auspicious word. Om. Then, here, Om is also an avyaya word and indeclinable word. Okay. You don't say Om, Omo, Omaha, Omam, Omo, Oman. It's wrong. There is no such. Ome Namaha. No. It's only Om Namaha. It's an indeclinable word. Avyaya. It's an avyaya word. Ishvara is avyaya. Brahma is avyaya. Therefore, the word signifying Ishvara also is avyaya. Therefore, Om Namaha. unto Om Namaha. And then the further elaboration is there. Om Namaha Pranavarthaya. The meaning of Ishvara is the very meaning, Artha, the very meaning of Pranava. The word Pranava comes from Pra and Nava. Nava means fresh. Ever fresh, eternally fresh. Okay. Ever fresh. Kala, time acts upon things, and then things age. Okay. There are certain flowers which look fresh, retain the color for many days. I do not know the English name of this. There is one flower we call Vada Malli. Okay. It never fades. Very purple in color. It's like a spherical, and then it has petals. The petals don't seem to have much water content in it. If there is water content, then the flower will fade. Flowers fade because of water dries up. And that flower does not seem to have water in it, therefore it remains fresh, like paper flower. So it remains fresh, the color does not fade at all, it looks the same. You take it from the plant just now, and then look at it after 15 days, it looks the same. So things, even that, after give a few more weeks, it fades, right? It withers. Whereas Pranava refers to ever fresh, always fresh. Always fresh because never subject to time, never modified by time. My body ages, my thought changes, right? Today I have a thought, tomorrow it is not there. Today I have a belief, tomorrow it is not there. Today I have a notion, idea, tomorrow it is not there. But I am there. I am time free, I am timeless, I am ageless. That's the Pranava. So Pranava Artha, the very meaning of Pranava is the Kalatita Om Ishvara. Pranavarthaya. Look at that. Om is a word indicating to Ishvara. And all words are modification of Om only. And therefore, what do all words point to? Some words directly point to, like Ishvara, right? Niyanta, etc. point to Ishvara. Certain, many other words indirectly point to Ishvara only. Lakshanaya, right? Lakshanaya or Kramena, they point to Ishvara only. So even when we have a word, Devadatta, Mr. Devadatta, Devadatta, who is Devadatta? This person. Who is this? Jiva. And what is the truth of Jiva? Ultimately comes to Atma, Brahma only. Therefore, all words directly or indirectly relate to Ishvara only. Not even words, even sounds. Every sound, right? Of course, is a modification of Akara, and Akara is Vishnu. Therefore, every sound also points to Ishvara only. That's why in the collection of these mantras, we have bija mantras. Certain syllables, monosyllables are called bija mantra. Bija is a seed. Okay. From seed, the tree comes. As Swamiji was explaining, Svetaketu was asked to open a seed and then see what is there in it. Svetaketu says, I don't see anything. Do you see the tree? No, there is no tree in it. But Svetaketu, the tree comes from this bija alone. So similarly, the various aspects of Ishvara come from this bija. From Om, bija comes. From bija, the particular manifestation of Ishvara in the form of particular Devata, etc. comes. And the mantra pertaining to that Devata comes. See? So this is called Bija Akshara. Bija Mantra are called Bija Akshara. The syllables which are Bijam. And you know what are the Bijam? Every letter, to that you add Makara, that's a Bijam. Am, Im, Oom. All letters. Kam, Kham, Gam, Gham, Nyam, Nam, Cham, Cham. All are Bija Akshara. And not only the letters, even the Samyukta Akshara also. The conjunct letter also. Hram, Hreem, Hroom, Hleem, Kleem, Gloom, Gloum. All are Bija Akshara. Why not? Definitely they are, all are Bija Akshara. Okay. So the Bija Aksharas come from this Om. You look at Apte dictionary, okay? You look at Apte dictionary, it's alphabetically given, the letters are, the words are given alphabetically, and the start of each group of words beginning with each alphabet, the alphabet is given, A, the dictionary begins with A, and then after A, it is A, Dirgha, Akar, then E, etc. You go and look at dictionary, you go and look at Apte. He gives first letter, etc. gives, and then he gives name of Vishnu. Okay. Akara is not only a letter, but it is a name of Vishnu also. Then you see, what is no. Name of Lakshmi. Right? Lakshmi comes along with Vishnu, right? Narayana. Is Lakshmi. Then look for Ikara. Some form of Ishvara only. One is Indra, another is Kubera, etc. Right? Who are all there? Ishvara only. Therefore, every letter is Ishvara. Okay? Every letter stands for some form of Ishvara. Ishvara in some form, in some vibhuti alone. In no other language, to my knowledge, letters are loaded with Ishvara Bhava. No other, to my knowledge, no other language looks upon this. And therefore, when I say a word, Gataha, okay, Gakara stands for something, Akara stands for some other form of Ishvara, Takara for some, and then again the Akara is. So Gata means I am saying Ishvara. If I know, if I am awareful, then when I talk, when I use the word, I may use in the awareness, with the awareness of Ishvara only. Right? Therefore, I say properly. Why I say properly, I talk properly? Because at least I have a commitment to talk properly. Why? Say properly, utter properly, right? Why? Because it is Ishvara. This word, the letter stands for, they stand for Ishvara. Therefore only in Samskrita language there are no apashabdas, there are no bad words at all. Slang, there is no slang. Sanskrit slang is not there. Okay? There's a dictionary. There are dictionaries, American slang, okay? Big book. And it goes on, it grows, it's on growing. With every edition, they add some more pages. Slang, unparliamentary word, abusive words, right? Word which nobody can use. There is no such. Everybody can use. All can use every Sanskrit word. Because the bhava is that the sound is Ishvara. The word is Ishvara. Right? And the one who says the word is Ishvara. The one who listens to the word is Ishvara. Right? And what is referred to by the word is Ishvara. And the very sound is Ishvara. And therefore everything is Ishvara. Therefore there is the bhava, the attitude of sanctity, sacredness in that. So when I talk something, I am not doing anything less than Saraswati Pujanam. Right? Saraswati is Vani, word. So when I talk, I am doing offering flowers to Vani, as it were. Saraswati Pujanam it is. And when I hear words, that is I hear Saraswati. Right? When I read, words I read. Reading is Saraswati. Thinking is Saraswati. Remembering is Saraswati. Therefore, that's the bhava, the attitude of sanctity, sacredness is there. That is awarefulness. That is awareful living. The bhava of sanctity pervades the Sanatana Dharma, the Vaidika Dharma, the bhava, the attitude of sanctity, sacredness. And that reflects in other actions also. When I move my hand, when I grab something, right? Every action, there is the bhava of Ishvara. Ishvara Aradhanam is there. Karma Yoga is an expression of this sanctity, sacredness only. Right? Karma Yoga that we know, it's only an expression of this bhava of sacredness only. So Pranava Arthaya. And Bhagavan is the ever fresh Pranava. Atma, I am ever fresh. As Jiva, I may be aged, I may suffer, etc., but I may be happy. But as Atma, I am ever free. Pranava Arthaya, the one who is the meaning of Pranava. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Namaha. And then Shuddha Jnanaika Murtaye. The very embodiment, Murti, the very embodiment of Shuddha Jnana. Jnana is always Shuddha. Therefore we can take Shuddha as a description of Jnanam. Shuddham Jnanam, Shuddha Jnanam. Or Jnana which is free. If we take that there is Ashuddha Jnana, if we look upon some Jnanam as Ashuddha, what could be the Ashuddha? The thought that Namarupa is Satyam. Namarupa is Paramarthika, meaning when I consider Namarupa as Paramarthikam, then I discount what is really Paramarthikam. Chaitanya, Ishvara, Atma is really Paramarthika, that I discount. That discounted knowledge is Ashuddha Jnanam. Taking myself as samsari is Ashuddha Jnanam. Taking myself as dukkhi, as other person, as unwanted person, right? Unholy person, with the eye of raga dvesha, when I look at things and incidents and events and behavior and people, then there is this all Ashuddha Jnanam. Whatever that projects me, makes me think of myself as a wanting person, samsari, is Ashuddha Jnanam. But then, what about Ishvara? Is Shuddha Jnana, Shuddha Jnanaika Murtai. The very embodiment of Shuddha Jnana alone. Namarupa Rahita Jnanam. That is very Chaitanya. Purna Shuddha Chaitanya. Shuddha Jnana Eka Murtaye. Nishprapanchaya. Nishprapancha is there? Nirmalaya. Nirmalaya. Mala. There is no iota of Ajnana and Karya. Free from Ajnana and Ajnana Karya. Mala. Samsaritvam, Dukkhitam, they are all Mala. Impurities. Kalpita impurities. And the Kalpita impurities are washed away by the Jnanam. So Bhagavan is Nirmala, ever free, ever pure. Asanga, Bhagavan is Asanga. Therefore, Bhagavan is Nirmala. Vimala, there is another word, Vimala. Vimala is pure. Nirmala becomes pure. Here both mean the same, ever pure. Even I, the Sakshi, I am ever pure. Only in my ignorance, only in my confusion, I take myself to be a suffering person, a samsari, but really speaking, I am Nirmala, I am Vimala. And In one of the Prakarana Granthas, it is pointed out, even the Chidabhasa is Nirmala, always Nirmala. Chidabhasa itself is Nirmala, always Vimala. Only in ignorance the fellow looks like Mala, Sa Mala, impure. If the Chidabhasa were impure by nature, then the Chidabhasa can never become pure. Right? Because impurity is the nature of Chidabhasa, then Chidabhasa can never become pure. That the Chidabhasa can become pure. What is the purity of Chidabhasa? Knowing that I am Chit. Okay? Chidabhasa knows that I am Chit, I am Atma, I am Brahma, that is the truth of me, that is the truth of everything. That is the purity of Chidabhasa. Lives in the wisdom, that is the purity of Chidabhasa. That the Chidabhasa can discover the purity, that is, one is Chit as Chit. That means that Chidabhasa himself is not really Mala, is not impure, but really that fellow also is Nirmala only. And it goes further. Even the mind also is pure. Mind also is pure only when there is the Kama, Krodha, Adhika, Avidya, etc. Mind assumes the taint, assumes the stain, but that it can become pure, free, shows that it cannot be, impurity cannot be the description of Manaha. Okay? Cannot be the Lakshanam of Manaha. It is Agantuka, incidental, just comes. Suppose I walk through, I am walking somewhere and there is a slush is there, some slush sticks on to me, that is Agantuka. The slush is not part of my person, but it is just Agantuka, just comes, just accrued, just taken on. Then I wash off, I am free. That I can wash the dust off means that, implies that dirt is not form, it's not part of me, it's not my Lakshana, it is purely Aupadika, it is Agantuka. Any Mala, any impurity in the mind also is Agantuka. Karma Vashat, Samskara Vashat, Anubhava Vashat, etc. And also Ajnana Vashat, the Malas are taken onto the mind also. In fact, everything is Nirmalam only because in truth everything is Nirmalam only. Therefore, Bhagavan is Nirmala, Nirmalaya, Prashantaya, ever free, ever calm, ever peaceful, utterly tranquil. Mind may feel disturbed, the Chidabhasa may feel disturbed because of ignorance and other factors, but I the Atma, I the Sakshi, I the Kutastha, I am ever Purna, ever Shanta, Prashantaya, Nirmalaya, Prashantaya. That Prashanti was described as Mudita Vadana, Swatma Rama in the earlier Dhyāna Śloka. And in the picture presented Dakṣināmūrti, the ever happy, ever pleased, ever peaceful face. Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakṣināmūrtaye Namaha. We will continue. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.